Beloved, I have learned that I do not like having visitors, not because my door is locked, but because my soul is sacred ground, and not every footstep is meant to walk here. You see, I have spent too many seasons opening my home, my heart, my peace to people who only came to take, to look around, to measure my worth by what they could use. I have learned that some hands do not come to hold you, they come to rearrange you. Some eyes do not see you. They scan you, searching for cracks to slip their shadows into. And I will not be a shelter for storms that were never mine to weather. This is not arrogance. This is holy stewardship. This is knowing that the Spirit God placed in me is not a tourist attraction. It is a temple. And so I choose carefully who gets to enter, because I have learned that love without boundaries is not love. It is self-abandonment. And I will not abandon myself to make someone else feel at home in a place they were never meant to dwell. Beloved, I have learned that I do not like having visitors, not because my door is locked, but because my soul is sacred ground, and not every footstep is meant to walk here. You see, I have spent too many seasons opening my home, my heart, my peace to people who only came to take, to look around, to measure my worth by what they could use. I have learned that some hands do not come to hold you, they come to rearrange you. Some eyes do not see you, they scan you, searching for cracks to slip their shadows into. And I will not be a shelter for storms that were never mine to weather. This is not arrogance. This is holy stewardship. This is knowing that the Spirit God placed in me is not a tourist attraction. It is a temple. And so I choose carefully who gets to enter, because I have learned that love without boundaries is not love. It is self-abandonment. And I will not abandon myself to make someone else feel at home in a place they were never meant to dwell. I didn't always know this. There was a time when my door was always open, my phone was always on, my ear always available for the ones who wanted to spill their chaos into my calm. I called it generosity. I called it friendship. I called it love. But the truth, baby, the truth was I was afraid that if I closed the door, no one would knock again. I thought that if I didn't let people in, they would forget I existed. I thought my value came from being available, from being the safe place for everyone else to land, even if they never stayed long enough to ask if I was okay. I remember a season in my life when I was pouring tea for people who would leave before the water cooled. I would clean my space, prepare my heart, make room at my table, and they would come, laughing, talking, taking. And when they left, all that remained was their noise in my head and their footprints on my floor. They didn't notice the effort. They didn't honor the offering. They just came and went as they pleased. And when the house grew quiet, when the cups sat empty, when the chair they sat in was still warm, I would realize they were never really here for me. They were here for what they could get from me. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been the one who answers the call at midnight. You've been the one who rearranges your plans to make space for someone else's emergencies. You've been the one who says it's fine, even when it's not. You've been the one who watches people walk in and out of your life as if your heart were a revolving door, and it has left you weary. It has left you guarded. It has left you wondering if maybe you're wrong for wanting to lock the door sometimes. But hear me, you are not wrong. You are not unkind. You are not selfish. You are learning the sacred art of protecting your peace. You are learning that not every knock should be answered. You are learning that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for others is to say, not today. You are learning that your energy is a currency, and you cannot keep giving it away like it's free. This wisdom didn't start with us. Our grandmothers, our mothers, our aunties, they knew this. They may not have had the language for boundaries, but they knew who could come over and who could not. They knew which family member you kept at arm's length, which neighbor you didn't invite past the porch. They understood that a home and a heart is not meant to be an open market. It is a sanctuary, and sanctuaries must be guarded. Some of you have mistaken constant access for love. You think being open to everyone is what makes you a good person. But baby, listen, even God does not let just anyone walk into the Holy of Holies. Even the divine has boundaries. So why do you believe your sacred space should be open to all? Why do you let people wander in with muddy shoes and careless words, leaving you to sweep up the pieces of yourself after they're gone? I know why. Because you were taught that closing the door means closing your heart. Because somewhere along the way, someone told you that saying no makes you mean, makes you cold, makes you unlovable. But I'm here to tell you, no is not rejection. No is direction. No is the way you honor the God within you. I had to learn the hard way that you can't heal in a place that is constantly being invaded. You can't hear your own voice if you're always surrounded by other people's noise. You can't build a life that honors you if you keep making room for people who have no intention of honoring it with you. So now I am deliberate, I am intentional, I am prayerful about who I let visit my life. Some people will never make it past the porch. Some will be welcome in my living room. A rare few will be invited into my kitchen where my soul stirs. And only the most trusted will be allowed into the inner sanctuary where my spirit rests. Because I have learned not everyone who knocks loves you. Some just love the comfort you provide. And when you finally see the difference, baby, you will stop apologizing for the lock on your door. And here is the truth. When you close the door on what drains you, you open it for what fills you. When you stop letting every visitor sit at your table, you leave room for the ones who bring something to share. When you protect your peace, you make space for the people who come not to take, but to tend. You are not here to be everyone's home. You are here to be a safe place for yourself first. And from that fullness, you will know exactly who belongs and who does not. This is not about shutting the world out. It's about letting the right world in. It's about remembering that your spirit is not a common room. It is a sacred dwelling. And you, beloved, are the keeper of the keys. Beloved, come closer in your spirit, because I need you to hear this with the ears of your soul. You have spent years, giving people access to spaces they did not honor. You've let them walk through your door with heavy feet, tracking mud across the sacred floors of your peace. You've smiled while they rearranged the furniture of your mind, while they sat in the chair of your joy with no intention to stay, while they left their trash on the table of your heart. But today, this moment, we are closing that door. Because hear me, not everyone who knocks should be welcomed in. Not everyone who says, I was just passing by, deserves a seat at the table you've been fasting and praying to keep clean. You are not cold for protecting yourself. You are not mean for loving yourself enough to say, I'm not receiving visitors today. That is not selfishness. That is stewardship over your own soul. Baby girl, the Spirit told me to tell you, you have been a wide open door for too long. And I know why. I know you were taught that to be good is to always be available. I know you were told your value is proven in how much you let people take. But the truth, my love, is that goodness without boundaries is not kindness, is self-betrayal. And you have betrayed yourself long enough So today I bless your door. I bless it with discernment so it only opens to what is holy. I bless it with strength so it stays shut when the unworthy knock. I bless it with peace so you never feel guilty for guarding it. And I bless you with the courage to stand behind that door and know without shaking, without shrinking, without second guessing that your presence is a privilege. From this day forward, you do not have to explain your no. You do not have to defend your peace. You do not have to unlock yourself for people who never learn how to enter gently. You are the keeper of this house, the temple, the sanctuary. And if they cannot come in with love, respect, and honor, they cannot come in at all. And so I speak it over you now. Your spirit is safe. Your home is whole. Your table is sacred. Your heart is guarded by the God who made it. And the next time you say, I'm not receiving visitors, it will not be from fear or from anger or from pain. It will be from love. Love for the woman you have finally come home to be. Now go ahead and close that door, beloved. And when you do, feel heaven standing behind you saying, yes, my child, keep it shut. Would you like me to now also give you a short, piercing, one-line final sentence that a woman will carry with her like a prayer after hearing this?